thoughts that want your attention. Imagine if they were something visual, right? So let's give everybody has 5, and they're 5 different colors, all right? And they're circling around you. Like, say they're balls, right? And they're going around in a circle past your head, kind of like a cartoon character. And the red one goes by, and the blue one, and the green one, the yellow one, the orange one, the red one, the blue one, the green one, the orange one. Your awareness that they're there, fine. We're not telling you to not be aware that they're there. They're temptations. They're habits. They've been with you for a long time. It makes sense. There they go. There's another one. There's another one. Do you take the red ball and push it into your head and let it fill up your head, and all you think is red? The answer is yeah, you do. But maybe, just maybe, next time you've got something that's doing that compulsive thinking, you can say, oh, that's the red ball. Pull it out. And if it wants to circle around, fine. Maybe you can get that to lift up a little so it circles around someplace where it's not in your eyes all the time. And maybe someday that visual can go away completely. But the idea of whatever that habitual thought might be, see if you can picture it in some kind of capacity where you just pull it out. You guys have seen that movie, the Harry Potter movies. A lot of you have seen those Harry Potter movies, and that guy, Dumbledore is his name, takes that wand and puts it in his head and pulls that thought out and puts it in so Harry can look at it, right? Pensieve or something like that. Pensive. Very fancy name, pensive. Doesn't that mean sort of like, anyway. So, let's say we do that. And the thing is already you're emanating it to the world, so it's not so that other people can see it. It's so that you can see it for what it really is. Name it. Familiar suffering, habit, survival instinct, core emotion. We need an acronym for all of those. We don't have to say them every time. But you guys know what we mean. Pull it out and be like, give it a flick. You know, like, flick. I don't need you anymore. Something to make you feel the sense of the fact that it's running around in your head is only because it runs around in your head. Not because it owns your head. Not because it owns your attention. Not because it's in charge. We like the Harry Potter one. That would be kind of fun, huh? Or the ball one. Something just to acknowledge within yourself. There's that thought again. Everybody's got one. Or 6. That was sweet of you. 6. She's like, or 6. We were going to say a larger number, but let's stick with 6. And you know, you've got, we believe you have. We know Veronica has this very strongly. She has situational memory very, very strongly. So driving down a certain road, she remembers the fight she had with her ex-husband at that place. Or driving down a certain road, she remembers that, you know, oh, remember that time that my friend was there and I stopped and said hello and we had a visit on the side of the road. So she's got really strong situational memory. Does that happen to you guys too? Where you're like experiencing something because you're in a place you've been before or it even looks familiar, right? So when you find yourself in situational memory, especially, this is a good little trick to use. Because it's like, wait a second, that has nothing to do with right now. It has to do with this place, but not this time. And if you guys have ever wondered about like time and time travel and past lives and all those things about how time moves in a line and all that, this is one of those indications that time is more flexible than you live it. Because you drive down that street and all of a sudden you're in the past. Not just recollection, but your heart rate, your digestion, your brain. Shit, you might even taste it and smell it, right? For Veronica, you know, she'd get a little faster heart rate because it was a memory that was frightening, right? Situational memory. Do the Harry Potter trick on the situational memory for sure. You're like, okay, this place has a memory. It lives on the sidewalk. Am I on the sidewalk? I'm in the car, right? We'll do one driving down the street, just so we have a good example. Driving down the street. All of a sudden, you're driving down the street, you get to the intersection, and you're like, oh, my God, situational memory. So let's take the situational memory just as an example, put it on the sidewalk, especially if it's a place you never walk. Right? There's plenty of those where their neighborhoods, at least Veronica has it, where she just drives through. They're on the way to the freeway or something. She never walks over there. It's not anywhere close to her house. So the chance of you running into it sitting on the sidewalk, slim to none. So put it on the sidewalk. And then when you drive through there again, and you're like, the temptation to feel it might be loud. You say, oh, no, it's on the sidewalk. So since it's over there, if I want it, I have to go where it is. It's not this whole thing, this whole place. I don't drive through it. Imagine if it was like our visuals, kind of a cloud or a fog bank, and it's in the middle of the road. And to go down that road, you have to drive through that memory. And you relive it. And you rethink it. And for how many more miles? Right? Miles and miles and miles and miles and miles. Days, maybe, if you don't have a good handle on it. So we're just going to take the fog bank and put it on the sidewalk. Now, advanced use of this tool, and the whole thing goes poofs away. Don't work yourselves out like that. Especially if it's not a place you drive very often. You just push it off to the side, like a bumper car kind of a thing, or what is it, snowplowy kind of thing, or just kind of get out of my way, or like one of those ships that breaks the ice.